Welcome to this episode of Two Tall Guys Talking Sales, where today Kevin Lawson explores the potent strategy of activating your network to boost your sales pipeline with simple, actionable steps. Meanwhile, Sean O'Shaughnessy demystifies the art of maintaining just the right amount of professional contacts to ensure sustainable business growth. Dive deep into these insights to transform your sales approach. Kevin, can you kick us off?
So we're all staring down the rest of the calendar year. I woke up this morning and I said, everybody has the same need. We all need more. Whether you're a salesperson, sales leader, business owner, inside salesperson, you need more leads, at-bats, revenue, proposals, you need more. So I said to myself, how do we generate more, but not in a complex way? Let's talk simple for a moment. And simple for me means actionable. So if you're driving, don't write this down. Come back and listen to this later. But if you're in front of a piece of paper right now in a safe spot, write this down. Activating your network, your existing known sphere of influence, your sales ecosystem, your personal brand has connections to a lot of people. Now, a lot to some LinkedIn or Instagram influencer can have commas in the numbers of people they know. But even having a couple hundred people that you know and interact with regularly or well, it gives cause to why this would be simple for you to touch those people in a way that keeps you current with them and drives what I call pipeline. If you want to build pipeline, build pipe, this is the way you do it. You have your network and you want to make sure that they're just current with what you're working on and you're current with what they're working on. That provides the foundation for business growth. Sean, good to be with you today.
That is a great opening, and I'm really glad you said that because I find that most people think that they need thousands and thousands and thousands of people that they have to interact with in order to drive a business. In reality, you don't. You need tens of people that you really need to have great relationships with. In my world of managing salespeople and helping salespeople be successful, how many deals can you actually work on in a quarter? Now, depending on your sales cycle, depending on your product, depending on what you sell, you probably don't interact with more than 25 companies that you're selling to on any given quarter, any given month. You may do more, you may do less, depending on what you sell, but let's just say 25 is a good benchmark. So now you need to really know 25 companies really well, if that's what you're selling to, if that's what you can close in any given quarter. If you can only sell 5 things in a quarter, if you only sell 1 a month, then that's kind of what you need to know, but then you need to know a lot of people there. The other thing that you have to think about is how many people influence them. So you need to find 3 to 4 to 10 people that will be influencers in that world. So your influence network has to be kind of in that scope of reality. And you just have to make great relationships with some of them. You don't need thousands. You need tens of, maybe hundreds of people that you are constantly having communication to. That could be referral partners, other lawyers, other accountants, other marketing people, other people that add value to your customers, like referral partners, people that sell other things that you don't sell. Maybe it's if I'm selling sheet metal, maybe I'd want to be talking to people that are selling screws and whatever because they're selling to the same people. If I'm selling 2x4s, the same thing. Who else is buying 2x4s? If I'm selling 2x4s, I'm probably selling it through somebody who's selling it to the end customer. But I just need to know the other people in that universe that are influencing them. We can share ideas. It also can be, and I want to make a really important point of this, your best customer. That best customer that bought from you 3 years ago. He was great. He was important to your life 3 years ago. He bought and you said, sayonara, I never want to see you again. Because that's how it was. You didn't talk to him again. So pick up the phone, call that customer from 3 years ago. Just, how you doing? How you doing, Joe? Just have a conversation with your old customers. There's more gold, most likely, in your existing customer base than there is not in your existing customer base. Gold meaning things that you can get to really easily and you can sell more deals. What are you doing today to talk to those existing customers? Now, but Kevin, here's the challenge. We don't want to be a nuisance. We don't want to be like every day we're putting stuff out in front of you, because that's being a nuisance. That's spamming them. So what do you think? How often should we be talking to our referral partners? How often should we talk to our existing customers?
I think it's really important to break this question down into actionable steps. Because when I say activating your network or reaching out to your network, the most common question I get is, okay, but what do I say? And the first thing I say is, don't sell. You're not feature, benefit. You're not selling. You're not calling for the purpose of setting up a sales call. Activating your network is really just catching up with your, and I'm going to use a broad term, catching up with your friends, your customers, your people that you've been in contact with in the past. So to your question about how frequently, we're not touching people every day. We're not touching people in large part, not every week. We're just, every few weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks, you're just staying at top of the inbox or in the voicemail. I really like that you said, pick up the phone and call. That is becoming a lost art, and we're losing relationship value. And I want to put a real fine point on that. We are, as salespeople, losing relationship value because we are relying so heavily on digital communications, emails, texts, LinkedIn messages. While they are really important to use and utilize, there's more than one method. If our customers communicate by smoke signals, we're going to learn how to do smoke signals. But phone, text, email, Instagram direct messages, if you're in that space, you've got Twitter. There's a number of places where people consume their insights and information that we should be present in. Now, I'm not saying send one message across 10 platforms in hopes that you connect with somebody. I'm not saying that at all. That's for prospecting. And even those are wildly differentiated. But how often is I'm going to call Sean. I know we do a podcast together, but I'm going to call Sean and try and have lunch, coffee, or breakfast with him at least quarterly, because we need that interpersonal relationship that's more than just microphone to microphone. I'm going to reach out to my core referral partners and say, hey, we should grab coffee and get current, stay current. For my customers, I'm sending them past customers. Think those for a minute since you gave that example, Sean. I'm sending past customers relevant insight about their industry. I'm looking for reasons to say, hey, saw this, thought about you. If you can say that about your past customers and you want to reactivate that relationship, they may not buy. That's not the purpose. The purpose is being relevant, top of mind in their sphere, so that when an opportunity comes up, they think of you as opposed to going to a Google search. That's the binary zeros, ones. Are they thinking about me, or are they thinking about a Google search as a past customer? You want to be in the former, not the latter. You don't want to end up in their SEO results because they've not thought of you. You want to end up on their short list of, oh yeah, I remember, they send me relevant articles. They're relevant to me. They provided value the last time we talked together, or, oh, they took accountability when things didn't go well last sales cycle. Those are the kinds of contextual pieces that we want to be relevant to. To put a fine point on how often, I'm going to outreach, probably digitally first, and then call in a span of 1 to 2 weeks. And then I'm going to give it time. If they don't respond immediately, I'm waiting a few weeks. What about you, Sean?
I like to categorize people in my world as A, B, and C. And I may have several lists of A, B, and C. So existing customers, I want to make sure that I touch base. But I want to make sure that I touch base not overly often, right? I want to be respectful of their time. I'm not trying to be a salesperson them. I just really want to see, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? Now, I may have a very unique conversation with, are you okay? In other words, you bought something from me in the past, and I just want to make sure that it's still working for you. So I'm just checking up. So I don't need to, it doesn't need to be overly personal in that situation. It just needs to be on a regular basis. I'm touching base to make sure you're still okay. Implicit in that is, do you need more or do you need something else? But I don't really care to ask that question. I care about, Are you okay? How's life been? Whatever. Now, those are my customers, and I'll have an A, B, and C of those. A customers, I'm probably going to touch monthly, maybe every 45 days. A customers for me in this situation would be like people that I think are customers that need to be customers again. B customers, so not as frequently because they're probably not in the situation of buying. And then C customers, once again, they're not going to be my new customer anytime soon because maybe they just got done being a customer and I just don't need to touch them. So those A, B, and C lists. I also have A, B, and C lists of people that I want to have a relationship with that'll help me find new customers. We call those referral partners, but I have A, B, and C of them. People that I really want to make sure that when they hear about an opportunity that fits what I do, they think of me. They say, Sean's my person that can help me solve that problem for my client. And so I want to introduce Sean. We're talking on a regular basis. I'm probably every 30 days for those kinds of people. Then there's the Bs. And these are the people that are like, I probably remember Sean, but I don't really talk to the same types of customers that Sean talks to. So in those cases, I don't want to be overly aggressive with them, but I want them to think about me in case they trip over something in my space. But I can't spend a lot of time on them, especially since I'm not doing a lot of digital outreach to these people. I'm really doing, let's have coffee, let's have lunch, let's get together before the game, after the game, whatever. Let's go to the bar. Those types of conversations, which are more meaningful. So maybe I'm doing those every 90 days. Or then we have C's, and those are the ones I've still not figured out yet. I'm still trying to figure out, are you going to be a good referral partner for me or not? So I'm not going to beat you up too much. So I'm probably at 180 days. Now, there's ways that those referral partners change their status. I think everybody who's listening to this podcast has heard me talk about some of my networking events that I do. So if you come to one of my big networking events, and I have a networking event, we meet once a month, and we probably have 100 to 150 people at that event. So if you come to that every other time and we bump into each other and we exchange pleasantries, I don't need to reach out to you because that will be the way that we're going to talk. And we're going to set something up if we need to. So that C that comes regularly to one of my networking events, I can keep them at a C because it's okay. We're going to touch base. We're going to do that on a regular basis. Same thing with some of my A referral partners that I see there on a regular basis. We probably don't have to have a beer every month, every week, because we probably already did at the networking event. So, but I do believe in categorizing your groups, and it's okay to have multiple lists. You have your customers, you have your prospects, and you have your referral partners, all of them, A, B, and C them, and then figure out what makes sense in the touch frequency for those. Any thoughts on that?
Really like the categorization. And I want to caution everybody who's listening. If you were listening to Sean and you heard him say, rank them in order of importance, that's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about, I like this person better than that person. We're talking about, I'm putting this person in a category so I can effectively, consistently communicate with them. So if you're starting this journey, if you've woken up today and you've said, oh shucks, my quarter is not going to turn out well if I don't change my behavior. I don't have enough leads in my pipeline. I don't have enough prospects identified. I've not done any outreach, and I need to look ahead and bring deals back to today to start working on. This has got to become habitual. So for you to develop a habit, we need to start with a reasonable number of outreaches. And again, we're talking about people you already know. We're not talking about getting past a firewall. For you today, look at your contacts, look at the people that you really liked doing business with. Let's start with those A's. The people we like doing business with, all you have to do is reach out digitally or by phone and say, hey, it's been a while. We should catch up. Why don't we grab coffee, a virtual coffee, something that gets you on the same page? So if they say, that'd be fun, why? Why should I meet with you? I just want to get current with you. I really enjoy doing business, and I just dropped the ball on staying current with you, and it's important to me that I stay current. I enjoyed working with, for, or around you. That kind of outreach is what we're talking about here. No multi-paragraph emails. We're not putting in attachments. We're not selling anything. We're connecting because they're important. And deriving importance is what we're all about here. Sales is a short and a long game. We have to do the things in the short term. We have to do the behaviors that consistently return the long-term results that we're after. So doing the thing today that we want to be consistent is keeping to 15 minutes, because over time, that is our commitment to you. I want to thank you for listening. If any of this has resonated with you, or if any of this is fuzzy and you want to learn more, reach out to Sean or I. This is an opportunity and an invitation for you to talk about some challenges that you're having. Tell us some successes you're having. We're interested. This is our way of connecting with the community of sales professionals to build a better outcome. We want, at the end of our days, to have built sales organizations that are self-sustaining, are not constantly in flux or with their hair on fire. We want sales organizations that run really well, because that is what makes the business community better. Sean, great to talk to you. We'll see you in a week.
What a great episode, Sean and Kevin. Today's discussion on the importance of effective communication frequency with your network was particularly enlightening. If you ever find yourself needing guidance on sales, sales management, or just aiming to grow your company, don't hesitate to reach out to Sean or Kevin. You'll find their contact details in the show notes. Make sure to subscribe to Two Tall Guys Talking Sales on your favorite podcast player to catch more insightful episodes like this one. Until next Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Happy selling.